go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Hope everybody's doing great out there as per usual. It is a game day, baby. You gotta love it. It is the San Francisco 49ers taking on those Seattle Seahawks in a massive divisional showdown. Will the 49ers defense be able to stifle this offense, or will Geno find a way? Today is what we're doing, is start sit lineup advice for this contest of week 15 as we get into the fantasy football playoffs. Kind of thinking, a little bit of a topic. Will DK Metcalf be the primary source of production for Geno Smith and this offense? It is very interesting. We will get into it, but first, before we kick it off, we got to talk about BetUS, 125% sign-up bonus. Use promo code Cover1 up to $2,500. You guys got to get on BetUS. Make your point spread picks. Make your prop bets. It's good stuff, man. Get money in your pocket. Christmas is coming. You need some extra dough. You can win some on BetUS. But nevertheless, let's start off with Start Sit Week 15 Fantasy Football Round 1 Playoffs on Thursday Night Football. So before we get into DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and company, let's talk about these 49ers right off the bat. And we'll start off with Brock Purdy. And I've been using the joke. He's looking purty, but he's actually injured right now. He's got an oblique injury. He does draw the questionable tag. Likely going to suit up in this contest, which is a good sign. Yes, Kyle Shanahan's been saying, they're going to evaluate the situation pregame. Brock Purdy said he's good to go, so he's got a very safe floor, continuous safe floor for me. I mean, he's been playing very well since taking over, almost 40 points in the 2 games that he has played in relief of Jimmy G. We all need all Lamar Jackson owners right now, the ones that are scrambling to the waiver wire to find a replacement quarterback. Brock Purdy could be that guy. He, like I said, safe floor is where I'm putting my risk rank on the man, especially this week versus the Seattle Seahawks defense that is opportunistic in the defensive backfield but does give up a lot of yards to the offense. So if you're looking for a quarterback, I don't hate the Brock Purdy start. What I do dislike is the fact that it is on Thursday Night Football. I hate the fact that it's on this the Thursday game, it's Thursday slate, because, we always see poor football performance, poor football showing on Thursday. So that's kind of my caveat on that. I think you could find somebody better, but Brock, he hasn't had a lot of mileage on his tires thus far, meaning that he should be pretty much good to go and give you at least a decent threshold of 15 to 17 points to give you that head start, because we know Lamar Jackson is not going to be playing this week for the Ravens. We do need that replacement. I am definitely one of them as well. I'm looking at a few options myself. Christian McCaffrey is that stud start. The Seattle Seahawks can't stop anybody on the ground. So if you have a CMC, you're going to likely be smiling after this contest, because, Kyle Shanahan, since getting CMC, he just continues to feed the man. This is an easy stud start for me. Yes, you're going to start Christian anyway, but he's an easy stud start. 234.6 half PBR points, just ridiculous. Yes, no Deebo Samuel. That is the biggest problem for these 49ers right now. So they're going to have to, get all the point production in the receiving game in the aggregate, meaning Brandon Ayuk, Jennings, potentially Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, the rookie, George Kittle. They're all going to have to step up in hopes to, give Brock Purdy some easy throws, easy windows of opportunity to throw to, and we'll go with Brandon Ayuk. I'm giving him a low risk. Target share is going to definitely come his way. He's proven that he can be leaned upon when Deebo was out, and he's going to give you a very good, point day, I think, this week as well. We should see at minimum, I want to say 5 to 7 targets coming to Brandon Ayuk this week. He should come down with majority of them. Hopefully he finds himself a red zone opportunity, because he does have a nose for that end zone. 145.2 points. It's not a great deal of production so far this season, but he's been steady as a flex play. I think he's a decent low-end wide receiver too this week. Jennings, on the other hand, he's one of these guys that when he gets the ball in his hand, he just seems to make plays. So he is a very sneaky play this week. I'm giving him a mid-level risk. If you have, lesser options, then we can look at a Jennings. If you have good options, what did I say for fantasy football playoffs? You got to start your studs before you look in any other direction. But if your studs have been underperforming, if the players in your flex spots have been underperforming, Jennings is a guy that we can look to this week. But there is also a caveat on that, because I want to say George Kittle is the guy that's going to get majority of the uptick in target share because of Deebo Samuel being now out. He is a low risk. George Kittle is for me. I think they got to get back to basics, how they used to utilize this man. Yes, he does block very well. They keep him on the line to keep this rookie quarterback upright, but I think there's going to be opportunity for George Kittle to have a very big day, especially with how Tyreek Woolen or Tylen Woolen, can't remember his first name, but Woolen, the defensive back for the Seattle Seahawks, he's just been a baller. Always loved his game. I wish the Buffalo Bills drafted him because he's so good. He's got 6 interceptions on the season so far as a rookie, so he will try to lock up Brandon Ayuk for a majority of the day. So that's why I'm saying George Kittle is a very low-risk play. He should have a boatload of points in this contest. When it comes to Ray McLeod and Danny Gray, high-risk plays. I mean, the 49ers are just going to, like I said, have to get all the point production and yards after the catch from these two speedy talents. They are very fast. Ray McLeod has shown it for years, where Danny Gray still hasn't really gotten his shot. He's only got 1.5 points on the season, so we'll see if he gets sprinkled in this offense. But your safety net this week is going to be Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle, with a little mid option for a Jennings. As for those Seattle Seahawks, it is very interesting because this defense, man, in San Francisco has been absolutely, unbelievable. Just stifling offenses. We saw what they did to the New Orleans Saints. They couldn't even move the ball to save their life. Yes, Seattle's played very well overall this season. They have seen stumble the past several weeks. It hasn't been to the, encouraging top-end level that we've grown accustomed to this season. I'm giving Geno a mid-level risk. I think he's got enough to understand how to move this ball, how to, at least try to score and keep up score for score versus 49ers defense that is extremely solid. So mid-level risk for a Geno. I would, because Geno likely has been a streaming option for a majority of people. Yes, he's been very good. If there is opportunity to get an upgrade in this based on matchup play, then I would, but I don't hate starting a Geno, but you got to temper the expectations. He could get anywhere from 12 to maybe 18 points. There's a very wide range of points that he could be not getting in this contest because the 49ers defense is that good, but there is trust because they do get Kenneth Walker, the third back. Hopefully he's going to be able to find some room to gallop through because, like I said, the 49ers front seven has just, decimated point production from running backs. So coming off the injury, there is a little bit of a risk for a Kenneth Walker, but they're saying he's good to go. He's not carrying any injury designation this week, but it is a very difficult matchup for him. Mid-level risk for Kenneth Walker. If he's there, you likely are going to play him, but if you have a multitude of running backs, then maybe you can look in a different direction because the matchup just isn't, promoting high-end upside for a Kenneth Walker. DK Metcalf, will DK fly? And I think he will. I really do. I think this is the mismatch he's going to get. Last time these teams played, he got about 5.5 half PBR points versus 49ers. But the Seattle Seahawks, this was early in the season. The Seattle Seahawks were trying to find themselves. They now found themselves, and they're feeling themselves just a little bit. DK and Tyler Lockett seem to be, mix and matching games when they go off. It's DK week, then it's Lockett week. DK week, and it's Lockett week. It's very, seldom that we see both wide receivers, have very good days, together on the same week. So this week, to me, seems to be like it's going to be DK Metcalf. He poses the greatest risk as a mismatch versus 49ers defensive backfield, who also lost another defensive back to an ACL injury, if I'm not mistaken, this past week. So there will be opportunities, and just the sheer size of DK Metcalf will be very difficult for the 49ers to stop, I do believe. I think that Geno throws it anywhere in his direction. DK is going to come down with the ball like he always does, so we shall see. It all depends on how much the 49ers front seven gets after Geno and causes a lot of pressure to, cripple DK's top-end stats, but I do believe that DK is a low-risk wide receiver this week, where Tyler Lockett should be mid-level to low risk. I'm going to give him mid-level, and I still think, with Tyler Lockett, he can pop off at any given moment. He still stretches the field extremely well. He is that burner on this offense, gives the, excuse me, the compliment to a DK Metcalf. So Tyler Lockett is still a safe play this week for me. Safe as in he should cross 10 points. I still think that, on a short week on Thursday Night Football, we could see a little bit of a letdown from this 49ers defense, especially being played in Seattle. A lot of people calling for the upset this week. I don't know if I'm quite there yet. I'll give you my game prediction in 1 minute. Marquise Goodwin, he is a high-level risk. You're not touching that for the fantasy playoffs. Neither is Noah Fant or Will Disley. They just haven't done enough for you in this offense to trust, streaming services for these gentlemen. But you do got some high-end upside for a DK Metcalf, where you got mid to low-level risks for a Tyler Lockett. I don't hate the starts. Kenneth Walker, he does carry just a tiny injury risk, but it is a terrible matchup for him this week. So that is pick your poison week for a Kenneth Walker the third. As for the game prediction, The San Francisco 49ers favored by 3 points in this contest. Yes, they're taking travel to Seattle, playing in that, very volatile stadium of the 12th man in Seattle. Very tough place to play, no kidding. But ever since the addition of Christian McCaffrey, this offense has just been humming and hawing. Yes, they lost Deebo Samuel, but is it really going to preclude them to move the ball down the field? I really don't think so. CMC has been, a perfect fit and marriage for the Kyle Shanahan offense. I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. Final score 24-17 versus the struggling Seahawks of late. They don't look the same. They look like they're almost running out of gas just a little bit, still being able to make plays. But Geno under pressure, he does struggle still, and he's shown it over the last several weeks. So I think the 49ers defense will have that game plan once again to get after Geno. He will likely get some points. It's not going to be a complete shutdown like we saw with the New Orleans Saints, even with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, how the 49ers played them. But I think Geno's going to at least, move the ball with some level of consistency. But I think the 49ers pull away as this game starts to go on, and Christian McCaffrey should be that man to do the job and the business on the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. So there you have it. That is the first contest on Week 15 on the slate on Thursday Night Football. Seahawks and 49ers should be another good contest to, watch and hope for good fantasy productivity. But round one, baby, let's get those playoff wins. Start the right players, start your studs, and we will definitely get there. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your starts and questions, give me your questions that you got. Who's your winner for tonight's game between the Seahawks and the 49ers? Drop down your score in there. Let's talk it out. Let's have some fun. But we'll see you next time. I am out.